Welcome back to the Culture of Currency. It is that time again, Wall Street Journal Market Report. We're going to check out, see how our friends in gold and our friends in silver have done over this week. It has been a crazy week as always. Blessings be upon you and yours as we traverse this crazy season of news and market movements and all of those types of things. Big news happening this week with the markets. The big kind of thing, obviously, is what's going on in the world with the closing of, timelines with Russia and Ukraine. I know that in America, they are trying to get both parts to the table so that peace can finally happen over there, and that's causing a lot of things going on. Looky here. Job markets show steady growth. That's good. I know we have the Doge thing happening, which might lead to a lot of unemployment, but we haven't seen that captured yet. Alrighty, so right here you see that it was a kind of a rough week, Monday through Friday. We'll get into that here in a second, but let's go ahead and get to our exchange, my favorite section, because it talks about all of the companies that are making moves in the nation. Right here, this is a big one, Walmart. That's a story that we're tracking. Walmart in America is kind of the bee's knees. It's the gold star when it comes to ingenuity of a mom and pop coming into a world builder. But this is talking about its relation with Amazon when it comes to logistics and shipping, which has led to a lot of sales, as you can see. E-commerce right here. Look at that. The online, this is 2017, by the way. The online sales of Walmart is slowly increasing, and it honestly looks like it might be keeping pace with Amazon, which is, all online, basically. So that being said, it's trying to gain some market share. We know Amazon is not a storefront. Walmart is the king of storefronts. So as that market share moves and other people, maybe Target, maybe, different networks of retail start to move more online, do we see this market share slowly come down and other people start capturing that? That's an interesting thing to think about. I know Home Depot, for one, is probably not going to be one of those because not many people are going to be looking for, 6 2x4s and a roll of insulation to be delivered to their house. But let's go ahead and get into some more stories. A big one that happened this week is Walgreens, the little corner store that has a lot of things such as prescription drugs, has decided to go private. And that has really changed up the way many investors saw the company. So I don't know why the board move happened to make them go private, but they had a giant tumble in stocks. And so when we see a lot of these dips that happen this week, we also have to think of those in context, which is that many big companies are making big moves, and those big companies have just as much, if not more, to do with what's going on in the market than anybody else. All right. So here we are, the Market Digest, my favorite part. Once again, I have outlined in pink what these markets are doing so that it's easier for you to see. Let me fold this up for you. All right. So we always start over here, the Dow Jones Industrial, my favorite, and what we notice is, yes, we were at a table here, we were level, and it is finally starting to show movement one way or the other, and unfortunately this movement is down. So it has slowly tapered that way, and as you see, this is January to March. This is like a 65-day moving average. So this, over 65 days, a couple of months there, it has slowed and moved down, and we see it here in the S&P 500 as well. Growth and kind of leveling and a slow dip. And we have the NASDAQ Composite, which is a bit more volatile in its arc. Going up, and going down. So that's what's going on over the past 65 days. I believe we're sitting at about where we were in October of last year, if I can remember correctly, but it is escaping me at the moment. All right, so now, tracking the market winners and losers, one of my favorite parts. Natural gas took off 14.74%, and I am assuming that had to do with the giant polar vortex that came through. But once again, I am just assuming. Speculation means nothing here, but my guess is that's why the demand was so high there. We go down, and looky there, our friend silver sitting at 4.26. We all see that, right? COMEX silver. So we saw silver have a giant gain. A lot of people say it's the instability of the market. You make your own decision on that, because right below it we have our friends copper, 3.73%. So silver, absolutely killing it. Gotta love that. Copper, it's nice to see them going. They had some rough weeks here recently and had some weeks on top. But where's gold? If these are up here, surely gold is somewhere far, or not too far behind. Here at 2.39, and there he is, gold. So yes, the big three, well, I wouldn't say copper is one of the big three, but it's one of our favorites because it's cheap and it's pretty. But yeah, all three of those are on the upswing, 2.39% for gold. So not a bad place to have your money. By the way, Bitcoin is being touted quite a bit recently. It has been for a while. We all know this. But the funny thing is, they were talking about Bitcoin, and they were saying, well, maybe you should get into it because it's a secure way, to diversify your investments. Okay, get it, yes. It's a way to keep the government from tracking the things that you have, your assets. And I was like, that's interesting. And you don't have to pay taxes on it. And I was like, that's interesting. Have you met my friend gold? Have you met my friend silver? That in a state like Texas where I live, I don't have any of those problems either, and I can actually touch these. They say that basically that Bitcoin has to be mined, which might be true, but so does this, and I actually know I hold it because it's in my hand. If I tell you I have 26 Bitcoin, I could be storing it in my ear and you would never know, and I could be storing it in my hand and you would never know because you can't see it. So that being said, give me the stuff I can hold. I know it doesn't have anywhere near the arc of growth that Bitcoin has had, but I don't know. I'm old school, so we'll just put it that way. So it was very interesting, and I thought it was funny that they kept talking about all these amazing things that Bitcoin offers. I'm like, well, that product already exists, and it has existed since the beginning of this world, and those are the minerals that we stand on. All right, keep on going. I went on a rant. That's on me. We go down. Nothing crazy out here. We have our line of demarcation where things start to go negative, and that's where we start to see our markets. Consumer staples, things like Walmart, 1.4% down. Not very big there. It's not positive, but it's not necessarily shockingly negative. The dollar being a little bit lower here. Obviously, we had more tariff talk going on. The Dow Jones Industrial, 2.37. Nothing giant. We had some 4 and 5% down here, such as crude oil there. That's kind of a big one in energy. We had the financial sector of the S&P. Nothing crazy. All right. So, percentage gainers, in case you're interested in companies that went crazy this week. If I can get my camera to focus, here they are. Those are your gainers. Golly, 448. Well, that's crazy percent change. All right, Gap, that's a big one there. American Public Education, interesting. Percentage losers here, as you can see. Nothing that pops out like crazy. Most active stocks right there. Ooh, Ford's on that list. I wonder if they made any changes on their policies on plants and things like that. NVIDIA's been crazy for the past month. Tesla, interesting. All right, I'm wasting your time, sorry. So that is what we have for you today. I hope you have enjoyed this Market Watch. Remember that we're going to try to do this every single month. And as always, remember to stay classy and current with the culture of currency.